Hello lads and ladies, and welcome to my Pokemon Fire-type only hardcore Nuzlocke, performed by only the most specialised and intelligent player in the known universe. It is the simplest request! Why did I subject myself to a Fire-type only Nuzlocke, I hear you ask? Well, I'm an idiot. Flashbacking to my Grass-type only Nuzlocke where nothing went wrong at all, I had contemplated doing a simpler challenge, like water for example, something that could ease me in gently and teach me how to Nuzlocke better. But I had a hatred for knowledge and decided brute force was a better alternative, and that brings us here. Fire types, booyah, flame, hot, oh! They kind of all really suck actually. I would argue the best thing for a Nuzlocke is something that's bulky. Fire types, they don't really have that, and they don't really have that many good resistances. They're normally among the rarest type in most of the series, often they don't have any good secondary types, or at least this is all true in Platinum. While not the worst, I'll be fair, we can only get 5 teammates in total, and everyone here, barring one, is weak to rock, and everyone here, barring none, are weak to ground and water. So for me, the mid-game is going to be a lot like the end-game, and if you're coming from my last Nuzlocke, then you know I play with hardcore Nuzlocke rules. So, no over-leveling past the gym leader's ace, no items in battle, we're playing on set mode, and we can't afford to be an idiot. I've got an issue with that last one, and that reaches out into the real world. Yeah, just a tad, no, nothing major. You see, well, about 12 of my first attempts were lost to the ether. And how, you may be asking? Well, did you know that on Twitch, you have to tick this little box in order to save FODs? Because I didn't. Don't worry though, the animation department can help us fill in what we missed. We lost the first fight against our rival Water Tit like 5 times, one attempt fell to the second Water Tit battle, the first gym is a nightmare we'll get into later, that lost about 4 times. Oh yeah, what happened at that last attempt? Oh, that's right, the grass gym. I lost at the grass gym. The grass gym! Needless to say, it's been a very wild ride. So now let's start properly at what's going to be our beginning of the challenge, to beat Pokemon Platinum with only fire types on hardcore Nuzlocke rules. Attempt number 13. Straight away, we're thrown into the most difficult part of the run. We have to get through the intro of the game. A truly daunting task. We have to suffer through what feels like a few minutes of Rowan and Dawn telling me things I already know. You can't skip this, which is a feature I truly love. Incredible storytelling, can't be missed. The ending of which though gives us, by far, our most important teammate, Chimchar. The Chimline has great attack, special attack, and speed. That there is the whole package when it comes to doing what fire types do best. Hit everything as hard as possible in order to KO them as quickly as possible. You see, with grass types, I had the option to play more passively. It was really more a spectator sport than an honourable battle. Switching over to fire types, and we have the ability to make the fire even stronger, or gamble. Also, look how incredibly unsymmetrical this is. No sleep powder, no leech seed, no healing, just attack, attack, attack. The only time we're not going to be attacking is if we're setting up a sunny day to make our attack stronger, or setting up a swords dance to make our attack stronger. The Chimline does this really, really well. Demonstrated here by dying to Piplup. Attempt 14, we leer a few times to keep the defense low enough that it offsets the growls the AI likes doing to lower our attack. This puts us both into a brutal stalemate that we always win because we have speed on our side. Given we're using fire types and fire tends to be hot, I decide to name my team appropriately to represent what I think when I hear the word hot. And following that trend, we catch what is just a horse that's been set on fire and name him Reynolds. With him now caught, it's time to fight Roark, but that poses a big problem because Roark has rock types and we have fire types, and I don't know if you've ever tried to set a rock on fire, but it doesn't really work.
That's not hot.
So to solve this problem, I'm going to do what any reasonable Pokemon player would do on a Friday night. I sat on Route 203 and killed Shinxes for about an hour. Why Shinxes? Well, I'm glad you asked. You see, we need EVs. What are EVs? I'm glad you asked. When we kill a Pokemon, say this Shinx, we get 1 EV, and that EV will be put into either attack, special defense, speed, or health, depending on the Pokemon that we KO'd. For Shinx, that's attack, for Bidoof, that's health, for the rest, you can Google them. The more attack EVs we get, the more attack we'll have, and so on and so forth. I went through that so quick because it's really, really boring and no one actually cares. The main takeaway is, it makes me mad. because the reward for all this hard work is a complete luck-based fight against Roark anyway. Hemsworth evolves into Monferno and learnt Mach Punch, a fighting move which, with the extra attacks, makes this a little bit possible. But you see, Mach Punch is a 2-hit on the Geodude, a 3-hit on the Onix, and a 2-hit on the Cranidos. So, worst case, we're going to be hit by 3 rock throws and a headbutt. Now, I'm no mathematician, I failed that course miserably, but I am fairly certain that's going to kill us. Every single time. Even though I did fail maths though, I still am a problem solver and I can do some calculations. If we simply tail whip 3 times on the Geodude with Reynolds, then growl, its defense is low enough that 1 Mach Punch can KO and the damage is limited. Clearly a flawless plan without flaws. Except, you know, the rock throw did miss like 4 times, and also the Onix just crits and kills Reynolds next turn anyway. We're able to still finish off the Onix without too much hassle, and because the Cranidos AI is kind of stupid, going for Leer, we are able to win. And all that was required was 3 missed rock throws, a Leer, the AI not using stealth rocks, and turning a horse that's been set on fire into a dead horse that's been set on fire. And I know what you're all thinking. Well done, MagcarJoe, you've done it. You've solved the riddle. Unfortunately, as we're making our way to Gardenia, we get over-leveled from all the trainers we need to fight. Without Reynolds, it's kind of impossible to get there within the level cap, so we reset and do it all over again in attempt 15. It is the... I hate this man. Attempt 16. Unbeknownst to Roark, I have found his weakness, his Achilles heel. He has an addiction to rocks. Stealth rocks. Every time we fight, he'll lead Geodude and set up stealth rocks. It's been pretty consistent to the point I can counter with my own trap card, Taunt, a move that prevents my opponent from using non-damaging moves, i.e. stealth rocks. Using this strategy, it gives us a free opening to take out the Geodude, only taking 1 rock throw in the process, whilst also allowing us to switch without taking damage. A flawless plan without any flaws. It's just randomly changed his mind on what he wants to do. Ah, oh, it's infuriating, dude. 2 crits in a row or he goes first, stealth rock. Nope. Just not even a miss. Yeah, that was attempt 16.
According to the computer, it should take us exactly 1 episode to reach our destination.
What? I really want this to end. I want my suffering to be over. Please, Lord, just grant me freedom from this. Attempt 18. We need some misses. We didn't get any misses. Attempt 19. Finally, luck was on our side as the Geodude falls for the taunt, and instead of switching, I just used a turn to damage Onix, which critted, and then when the Cranidos comes out, we crit that as well. That is the first gym of 8. Finally done. Also in this attempt, Monferno is female now and calls Stuart. Moving on. Because we've managed to crawl out of that gym with both Hemsworth and Thompson in one piece, getting to the grass gym without being over-leveled was a breeze, and because I didn't underestimate the grass gym this time, she went down very quickly. As does Commander Jupiter. Normally this fight would be a challenge, but we can afford to be a bit over-leveled here as we don't fight honourably with criminals, just gym leaders. It's just a case of taking out the Zubat with Thompson and then punching the Skuntank until it goes down. Something I decide to do as well as I enter the underground, where I can get various items to help us, mainly a Firestone and a Fist Plate. A Firestone because in Hearthome City, this woman just hands us an Eevee I named Fox, and we can evolve it into a Flareon, and the Fist Plate powers up our fighting type moves that will be useful later. With our beautiful new team, a monkey, a fox, a horse that's been set on fire, and of course me, we're ready to take on the Ghost Gym. A gym where victory is completely decided on one thing. Did he get a crit? Yes? Back to the early game with you. Make sure you don't ask Roaring for advice on controls. Okay, bit more of an explanation. We first need to take out the Duskull and the Haunter without them doing too much damage. At this point, Thompson has served its purpose and is by far the least useful member of the team, so that's going to be her job. Our opening is actually going to be Stuart, who can use Stealth Rocks, but more importantly, by just showing up, we get the experience to split, thereby giving her just enough to level up before the fight with Miss Magius. Plus, Thompson is holding an Oran Berry to get some health back while fighting the Haunter. Why didn't I get a Chesto Berry in case of hypnosis? Well, it missed, so I wasn't punished. The Haunter goes down when we're at just enough health to survive a Shadow Ball from the Miss Magius, and I decide to use that turn to set up a Fire Spin. that apparently doesn't stay after you switch out, so yeah, not too smart. Doesn't matter though, as the main part of the fight has now begun, by bringing out Fox, who has been taught Captivate to lower the special attack by 2 stages, weakening the Miss Magius' super effective Psybeam that would have destroyed Stuart. To up my odds of victory a bit more, I want to use Captivate as many times as possible, but the Confuse Ray, my lack of a Person Berry, and Fox being self-destructive, that plan ain't going too far. It gets 2 Captivates, but it's not really good. So Stuart comes out and takes a Shadow Ball on the switch, and then on the next turn, a Psybeam. She manages to hit a Flame Wheel for just over half health and heals up a little bit with an Oran Berry. All she needs to do now is survive a Psybeam and we win. And that is the Ghost Gym done. Proof that even the afterlife is not safe against arson. And I think it went rather well, even though we didn't have a Person Berry to cure confusion, so 1 Confuse Ray and bad luck would have meant we would have absolutely destroyed. It's fine, we won, that's all that matters. The early game is now officially behind us. Woohoo! Water Tit is here, and he has a Prinplup that knows Bubble Beam. Well, let's just have a quick look at the damage over here. Let's see how much trouble we're in. Oh, that's not great. That's not good at all. You know what? At least he doesn't start with a flying type with Intimidate to lower our attack. Oh, perfect, he does. I love this game. Well, at least I was prepared and didn't walk into this arena without knowing he was actually going to be here. Oh wait, I did do that. Yeah, I was not at all ready for this fight. Thompson is actually able to take out the Staravia, but when Prinplup comes out, it's fair to say I panicked a bit and switched to Fox to... I don't know really, get lucky? I think that was my plan. On the second Bubble Beam though, he gets critted, and then Hemsworth comes out swinging, and it's not enough. Mac Punches just bounces off the Penguin's flabby body. So eventually... it's rewind time. Attempt number 20. Okay, no more Mr. Nice Trainer. I'm coming in with all the strats. We got the guide. We got the knowledge. I know what every trainer has. I know how much damage a stab scratch will do from a fat cat. It's not a lot. And with all this knowledge, all this planning, the path I found to defeating Roark will make Sun Tzu himself crap his pants. We click Mach Punch 7 times in a row and hope we don't get critted. I know. It's genius. Every battle is won before it is fought, because you grinded on Bidoofs to get more health to rock throws and Shinxes to get more attacks to KO the Onyx in time. Also, if you're wondering why I'm only really communicating with a voiceover and not cutting to what I was saying mid-game, it was because I was watching the dual logs explain bang cards.
And also, this card can be treated as 3 tributes for an up.
For the Fantina battle, Reynolds was able to get off a Tail Whip, and Fox got off 3 Captivates and 2 Sand attacks, which allowed Hemsworth to avoid the Psybeam altogether, and then also, he managed to get a crit and kill the Miss Magius. You love to see it. But then, my rival, he once again showed his ugly face. Water Tit is here, and he means business. But he is not prepared for what I have come with this time. A plan. By hitting the Staravia with 6 Sand attacks and 6 growls, we can easily switch into Hemsworth and set up a substitute, which can eat a hit from Prinplup, and with our new move Brick Break giving us a 2-hit KO, it's a guaranteed win. Guaranteed is a bit of an overstatement, as the Staravia is very irritating and kept using Double Team when we were setting up the Sand attacks, so it does take a while to KO it with the substitute still in one piece, but eventually all the pieces, they fall into place, so when Prinplup comes out, we just hit 2 Brick Breaks, and that's it. We win. Ponyta and Roselia there with that too. Moving on. Veilstone City. One of the most important places we're going to get to in this entire run, because it's time for inventory management. Oh, look at those TMs. Ooh, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Sword Dance. And we're also going to get what is debatably our second best teammate, a Houndour that evolves into a Houndoom we name McGregor. McGregor is very, very important to this run. With the highest special attack, a useful secondary type in Dark, decent speed, he is role-playing a nuke. And I can best demonstrate this by having him effortlessly one-shot Melena's entire gym. Yeah, he's got maxed out special attack EVs, and I've also given him a Flame Plate which ups his fire type moves even more. He just annihilates the gym. It's a massacre. I mean, it should be no surprise really that we won the fire gym. I mean, fire should be super effective on fighting, let's be honest here. You set a boxer on fire, I don't think he's going to be doing much in retaliation. But with this easy gym is something else. The last easy win, except for Ice and Steel. But everything else is going to be very difficult. You know, like the water gym. Or Water Tit, randomly appearing. I really hate this man. Thankfully, I was prepared for the water gym, so I had an ace up my sleeve for the Primplop. Natural Gift. Let me explain. There is a trifecta of moves in hardcore Nuzlockes, a holy trinity, if you will. Stat-upping moves like Swords Dance, Substitute, and Natural Gift. Natural Gift's power and type is based on what berry the user is holding. When you hold a weapon berry, for example, Natural Gift becomes a 70 base power physical electric move. And did you know that a lot of members of my team can use this move? And we get access to weapon berries relatively easily. Amazingly though, that doesn't even one-shot the Primplop. Plus, due to some pretty bad luck against the Staravia, it's not Fox that's going to be using it, it's going to be Reynolds, who only has a 56.3% chance to one-hit kill. Wanna guess what happens? Oh, I can't believe that's not a one-shot. What a dumbass! Thankfully, a combination of the AI being dumb and us being faster means we're able to just squeak out a win, and after replenishing our berry supply, by of course waiting for the berry woman in Pastora City to give us a new berry, waiting there day by day until we get the right one, not at all skipping forward or using maybe some other things from outside the game to give us one. After doing exactly that and not cheating, it's time for the gym. For this fight, I've given Fox, Sunny Day and McGregor Solar Beam, both for the gym and the traders, because I don't know if you've noticed, water ain't good for us, and even Water Trainer McGee over here almost wipes us. Sunny Day finishes at a very bad time, and when we switch to Fox, the Golduck gets a Water Pulse crit, so we have to switch to Reynolds and use his Natural Gift again. And being 2 times effective, you'd think we'd be fine. And we of course are not fine. But the AI is stupid and uses confusion, so we squeak through. And once we reach Mr. Wake, I actually come up with a better strategy than just using Natural Gift. See, there are other berries in the game that work a bit differently. Rather than give super effective damage, they take it and make it not effective. For example, a Passion Berry reduces a super effective water move by half, and it just so happens the only reason I can't Swords Dance my way through this gym with Hemsworth is because the Gyarados would absolutely kill me. With a Passion Berry we can Swords Dance up, Thunder Punch the Gyarados and Floatzel, and then Grass Knot the Quagsire. A flawless plan without flaws. With that, the Water Gym in the Fire-type only Nuzlocke is behind us, and yes, I am very happy. Okay, what's next? A bit of a domestic terrorism, a Murkrow almost wipes me, we get Magmar and name him DeVito, he has awful IVs, that's fun, there was a Steel Gym in there, Reynolds evolves, another fight with Water Tit, but actually because his Primplop's evolved into Empoleon, it's really easy because he's Steel-type now, so he takes double damage from fighting moves. Yeah, that's that. More terrorism, stealing guards. This guy's a Toxicroak that I was scared of, but we one-shot him. The Ice Gym. Oh, okay, right. We do need to slow down here for the Ice Gym. It's actually very, very serious, so this puzzle is really, really hard. I didn't want to admit this, but it is incredibly difficult. This is by far the hardest Pokemon puzzle, the hardest Poke puzzle, barring none. The gym, yeah, we picked up choice specs in Celestic Town, and I don't think I need to say much more than that. Let's just say it's now a water gym. Okay, back proper now, because we need to fight Cypress, followed closely by fighting Cypress again. But we have an Infernape now, who, after playing around with EVs, can outspeed all of Cypress's Pokemon with Swords Dance and Thunder Punch. The Crobat is actually surprisingly bulky, and that's why we need the Swords Dance, but honestly everything here should be fine. The Sneasel Cypress leads can't actually do anything unless it manages to get 2 crits with Slash. There's 1 crit, that's annoying. I think so long as it doesn't get another crit we're guaranteed to live. We're guaranteed to win. Alright, we win. With the +2, it's now just a case of click whatever moves we want, and most things are gonna fall. The Crobat comes out, and we're outsped. You can see me checking my stats here, because I thought I did something wrong, but no, I didn't, that's correct. We have a speed of 141, and a Crobat at that level has a speed of 133. I don't know if you can do math, 141 is bigger than 133. The only possible answer to this, it was an act of God. Arceus looked down on this battle and was like, LMAO plus speed nature for you, Mr. Crobat. It's not that bad, it's not really that bad. I mean, we've only lost my Grass Knot TM, my Earthquake TM, my only Swords Dance user, my only fighting type, arguably my best Pokemon, my starter, my friend, my lover. It's fine, it's fine. DeVito the Magmar comes out and we've given him Psychic, so he can 2-shot the Crobat. But Supersonic and DeVito being a little bit self-destructive do put us in a rather bad position. Just why wouldn't they? Right. It's a goddamn miracle, that bulky thing. Come on, DeVito. DeVito, why? Right, okay, that's actually really good. And that's also really good. Right, we should be fine for this, but we just don't have an answer for anything else after. Okay, now it's time for backup plan number 3, MagcarJoe, who is the only one that can take out the Honchkrow waiting in the wings and the Crobat. All we need is to survive 2 air cutters that won't kill so long as they both don't crit. Okay, so long as this next one doesn't crit. Okay, a low rolling damage. That works too. 1 flamethrower takes out the Crobat and 1 more the Honchkrow. Splendid. Time to do it all over again, but this time in hell. Hell of a lot harder that is with Hemsworth gone. I make no exaggeration here when I say I brainstormed how to win this fight for about 3 hours straight between 1 AM and 4 AM. I was looking for every little advantage I could get and trying to figure out how to win. Let me lay out some problems here. Crobat, very fast, very strong, has cross poison for high damage, toxic to cripple someone, and confuse ray to make us lose if we get the coin flip wrong. Honchkrow, still really strong, still rather bulky. Gyarados. This motherfucker. This thing was the real hurdle. Every plan I came up with failed because of the Gyarados. It has Intimidate to cut attack, Waterfall one-shots our team, Earthquake also one-shots our team. The amount of time it took to figure this out, it was insane. And the solution I came to wasn't perfect. In fact, it was flat out wrong. But here we go. The first job, we need to change everyone's EVs. McGregor is flipping from special attack to physical attack. DeVito is getting full physical defense and max special attack. Fox is getting max physical attack and max speed. Reynolds is maxed in attack with a mix of health and a little bit of speed. And everyone is leveled to level 50, the level cap of Volkner's gym. So yeah, playing very close to the border here. Now the way we win this fight is simple. Cyrus leads a Houndoom, a Pokemon that would be amazing to set up on with, I don't know, Hemsworth. But anyway, McGregor has learned Return, which can KO the Houndoom the quickest. Then the Gyarados comes out, and this is where we need to risk a crit and maybe throw someone to the wolves. Not naming any names. Reynolds. Understandably, I was a bit overwhelmed by everything, and I forgot that Gyarados is going to intimidate me, so now Thunderfang won't KO. Plan now being, switch to Reynolds, don't get critted by an Earthquake, kill with a Weaponberry Natural Gift, sacrifice him to the Honchkrow, send out Fox, kill the Honchkrow with its own Natural Gift, don't get critted by Weavile's Night Slash, kill it with Firefang, switch to DeVito on the Crobat, don't get critted or confused, and one hit kill with a Choice Specs boosted Psychic. And that's how it all went down. The second time, because that was just for fun. The actual run went like this. Let's go. Oh. That music though. There it is. McGregor! First one's no problem. First one's fine. We don't worry about the Houndoom. We worry about the Houndoom a bit if it paralyzes. What?! That was a 10% chance, by the way, and here's the thing. It literally didn't matter. If you were listening just before, I didn't need Houndoom for the entirety of the actual fight, but I was just so mad and just so dejected, I just reloaded the last save. When being salty AF, take a second to use your peanut brain and think around the problem. Sun Tzu. You could probably justify keeping that second fight given I just switch out of McGregor and don't use him anyway, but I would feel incredibly dissatisfied if I did that, so yeah, I killed that run. Sorry. Attempt 21, here we go. No more. Oh, no, never mind, we lost a rock. Attempt number, I want to jump off a bridge. What's the difference, Arthur? Well, some genders have changed, IVs are overall a lot better, and I am done with grinding up another team, because I want to feel joy again soon. I think it's time to be a bit cheeky. Rather than smash Bidoofs and Shinxes on Route 203, I'm going to do an advanced strategy known as cheating. I'm going to use PK hacks to level up my team for each gym, so we're still not going to be over leveled or anything, and when I do EVs, it'll only be the amount I can reasonably get from that level jump. So normally when we get to like Fantina, I'm already level 26, so I'm not just going to be adding on EVs or changing any because I couldn't physically be able to. Now normally I'd never resort to something like this because Pokegem won't work, and here's the thing. I know the level they're going to be. You know the level they're going to be. I can get them to the level they need to be. The only difference is, will it be tomorrow or today? If you're mad about this and want to level it against me, leave a comment. Oh, and I'm also giving myself everything you can get from the underground as well. It's infinite money, as you can sell items from the underground. So yeah, I hope you're not too mad about that, but sorry. Skipping discussing the run until the third gym, because, well, once again, it's the only one that's actually going to be important. It's, you know, the simple thing. If we get crit, we lose. If we don't, we win. Attempt 23. After taking out the Duskull and the Haunter with just Thompson, we go for a tail whip on the Miss Magius in order to just ensure our victory that little bit more, and Thompson gets critted. This one isn't actually that bad though, because, well, here's the thing. Thompson, she's lovely. Everyone loves Thompson, but her worth on the team, it's not the highest. It's not that high. Look at it this way. With her brave sacrifice, we can get Fox in with no cost, lower the special attack and the accuracy, tricking the AI into using Magical Leaf, which, while not missing, does no damage. Relying on accuracy moves isn't very good, especially when you have to do it 2 fights in a row. Hey, what's up, Water Tit?
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
But we are able to do it. Now, when I got to Crusher Wake, it was very, very late in the evening, and the thing about being late in the evening is you're normally tired, and when you're tired, you may, I don't know, make a plan, and then change the plan midway through. And by change, I mean forget a critical component. See, to try to reduce the risk of a crit on Hemsworth, I send out Fox to eat the Intimidate, and he's also holding a Passion Berry, so he won't be killed by Waterfall. More strategically though, Fox sets up a Sunny Day, which lowers the damage of Water-type moves even further. So when we switch to Hemsworth, even a crit now won't be able to kill us. But I still need to set up a Swords Dance, so the next turn after the Swords Dance, I'm going to risk a crit either way. I don't know what the plan was here. This issue was solved very quickly though, as I just forgot to go for the Swords Dance. So while the Thunder Punch and the Grass Knot KO the Quagsire and the Gyarados, the Floatzel has a priority move in Aqua Jet, and the first Thunder Punch isn't going to be able to KO. In fact, it puts it into the yellow as the Floatzel uses Brine. On the next turn, the AI can more than likely KO with Aqua Jet, so let's just hope it doesn't go for it. Now, shouldn't matter, because he went out of Healing Rage. Right, not at all the plan. Entirely screwed it up, so I was just overly... I don't even know, I'm tired, to be honest. Hope. Winning us another game. Because skill sure as hell didn't. Clearly I could afford not to make any more mistakes like that. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. Sun Tzu. Well, given Cyrus is a fucking idiot, I've accomplished that quite well. After setting up a sword stance on the Houndoom, a close combat barely takes it out, and my plan after that was just to sweep with Hemsworth, because, well, we do enough damage to KO everything, and we definitely outspeed everything. Oh, what's that? A Gyarados with Intimidate? That's wacky. I forgot about Intimidate again. But this time, when things go wrong, I'm not going to crawl into a hole and cry. I mean, I'm going to do that first, but then I'm going to crawl out of that hole and plan around it. Beginning with the Gyarados, a +1 Thunder Punch still takes it out. Then the Crobat is next. We're holding a Copa Berry to half the damage from a flying type move, and this time we shall be faster. And then we just sweep as normal. How is it? That doesn't make any sense. That's twice now. Even worse though, both of the Thunder Punches we hit, they had a decent chance for a high roll in damage that would have been enough to kill the Cirque Crobats. I'll accept that trade. I'll accept that trade any day. Come on, high roll! F*** you. Paralyze again! Damn it! Now we need to switch, and I choose to go into Portman, but the Crobat uses Confuse Ray. Why did it go for this when an Air Slash definitely would have killed Hemsworth? Portman smacks herself in the face, and with that, there's no longer an option where we can walk out of this with everyone in one piece. I switch into Fox, who is finally able to take out the Crobat, and then I make the difficult decision that the Veto is going to be the sacrificial lamb here, and send him out against the Haunch Crow. One Night Slash leaves her at half health, all the while the Lava Plume won't kill. It'll get us close, allowing the rest of the team to clean up the mess I'm in. Unless it crits, of course. And like the gracious god I am, I reward the fine services of the Veto in order to sack him to the Weavile to guarantee a revenge kill with Fox. I don't think it's actually possible. I think he's dead even to a non-crit. What?! How the hell did you tank that? There is no way in hell DeVito should have lived that. What? Okay, DeVito just doesn't want to die. You know what? I kind of respect that. Therefore, I concluded I must also show respect to the rules, because it clearly states in the title this is a fire type only Nuzlocke. No other types allowed, no bug, water, grass, any of those loser types, just fire, and definitely no ghost dragons. Even the dragon can burn fire, I guess, but we can't catch this thing, it will just invalidate the entire run and have to do it all over again. We need a way to defeat this thing. Let's go. Later! Arriving at the electric gym, this is what you all would be thinking is the easiest gym in the game. Equip a cherry berry to cure paralysis, set up a sword stance with Hemsworth, and click earthquake 5 times, right? A foolproof plan that only had one flaw. Me. I forgot to put the cherry berry on, and because I was very tired, to say my backup plan was rushed and poorly executed. Yeah, this isn't even sped up post-production. I was honestly about to lose a whole day, actually 2 days of playing Pokemon, and I was in turbo mode. The fact no one died here is an incredible gift from God. You could say my performance at that gym was in fact shocking. And a future champion, such as myself, can never rest, even when he's making a lot of mistakes. We've got all 8 badges, and Team Galactic is no more, so there's not really anything else but the Elite Four and the champion. We have quite a few difficult fights ahead of us in the Elite Four, not you. But with us, it's still a decent team. You know, we've got 4 members. It shouldn't be impossible. Infernape, Houndoom, Magmar, and Flareon are all solid, so I say let's begin and complete Pokemon Platinum with just fire types. Please let's complete it. After setting Aaron's bugs on fire during that intro, we reach Merthyr. What we do here is simple. Equip Hemsworth with a Passion Berry to reduce the damage from Whiscash's Aqua Tail, set up a Sword Stance, and use Close Combat and Grass Knot to KO Whiscash, Rhyperior, Golem, and Hippowdon. Oh, but MagcarJoe, what about the Gliscor? Oh well, you impatient child. Even with the accumulation of all the TMs out there, there's still only one that can KO the Gliscor after one Sword Stance with Infernape, and that is Flare Blitz. Pretty significant downside being we're going to get hit by 29% recoil damage. Mathematically though, even with that recoil damage, the potential for Sandstorm Chip, and the damage from Aqua Tail, we should be fine. So, Merthyr leads Whiscash, and I lead Hemsworth. Immediately we set up the Sword Stance, and now all we have to do is hope we don't get critted, because a crit actually could ruin us. Well, at least it wasn't a crit. This is why I hate old people. I have been bamboozled by a fat fish with a W on its head. The extra damage we've taken here essentially means we're just going to KO ourselves with Flare Blitz. Or best case scenario, the Sandstorm is going to do that when the Hippowdon comes out. And after doing some maths, I come up with a solution to my predicament. It's luck. I decide the only real hope I have is to use Close Combat, hopefully get a crit, but if not, we can switch into Portman, set up a nasty plot, and then potentially sweep the rest of the Elite Four. Plus, if Close Combat higher rolls, then the Gliscor will heal next turn, and that gives us a free turn to set up a nasty plot. I don't believe it. Come on, see the kill of something else and go for something dumb. You sack of crap. You sack of shit. You know what, Pokemon series? You win! You win! You throw me out! I can't do it! You know, grass, fire, I can't, I lost, I'll admit it. I'm going to Unova. I'm going to use water types only, it'll be easy. I'd like to see you stop me then. Go to hell! Okay, so that was my second monotype only challenge, and yeah, 0 for 2. Let's go, boys. Not for long, though. I will come back to these two, and I will beat them. I promise you that. There will be a redemption arc in this story. But first, I'm going to do something different because I'm bored of looking at platinum. If you made it this far, make sure you click that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that stuff. Just do it all. Do it all. If you want to stay a little bit longer, you can see me attempting to pronounce the word cure over and over again. Fun, very fun, very fun. Yeah, about sums up my attempt. If you enjoyed it, I've already done that. Okay, right, I'm gonna go now. I'll see you all later. Goodbye. Even though we didn't have a personberry, to cook, even though we didn't. And I think it went rather well, even though we didn't have a personberry to cook And I think it went rather well, even though we didn't have a personberry to cook. Jesus Christ, say cure. Cure, cure, cure. Even though we